So y'all, there's something going on in a few lawns in my neighborhood that I have termed the ick. And today what I want to do is I want to play lawn detective with you, and then once we all determine what we think this actually is, I'll send the video off to my local county extension office and we'll see if they agree. So before we get going any further, go down there and subscribe so you can follow along. For now though, let me give you some backstory. So I live here on the west coast of Florida over by Bradenton, you know, the Tampa Bay area over by there, and we are coming out of a major drought. Now for weeks on end through January, February, and March and April, we had only maybe 3 to 4 days of scattered rain during all those months. It's our regular dry season, but this is Florida and it's never this dry. And again, we're classified to be in a severe drought here. Needless to say, many lawns here suffered from underwatering, even if they had irrigation systems. All right, so now let's fast forward a little. During a 4 to 5 day period from May 10th to May 14th, the weather, it changed. We got several sporadic good rains over those days, nice and steady and lasting for hours each time. That was about 15 days ago, and ever since we've started to kick into our pre-rainy season pattern now. There is a palpable change in the weather. And it's not just us humans who have noticed it, it's the plants too. Gone are the all blue sunny days where the sun is just blazing and the humidity's low. Now we're experiencing those days where the clouds, they build all during the day and they bring rains in the afternoons. The cloud cover, it holds in the humidity too, and it's very sticky outside. Also, I've gotten more rain since that weather change. It may be hot and humid, but those building clouds are giving us free water now at least once a week now, sometimes more. And it's been awesome for our lawns. Areas that were struggling, they're greening back up. Now let's talk about this ick. 4 days ago, I'm out walking my dog in the morning and I start noticing these strange brown streaks in lawns. Wide streaks, very uniform, especially in the parkways. My first guess is that this is a man-made problem. Nature is usually random and this damage is pretty well defined. Those parkways where the middle has the ick, all the edges about 4 inches inward, there's no ick. Could this be the width of a fixed spray wand from a lawn company with a hot mix on a dry day? Is that what I'm looking at here? Is herbicide burn from a lawn pro? Even where I see the ick in the main part of the lawns, you can see what look like trails, sometimes straight, other times squiggly, but still they look man-made. Here's the thing. It's not in all lawns, and in fact, it's concentrated to only about 10 lawns, all on my street. The other half of the subdivision, it doesn't have any lawns that have this condition at all. I do know that several people on this block, they have a professional spray company, but I don't know if the lawns affected all have the same exact spray company. Another thing I started thinking, again, based on the pattern in the parkways especially, is that this could be from the very hot underside of a commercial mower. Same deal, many of these houses on this street have the same mowing company, and when those guys come in, they're on the street for like 3 hours mowing all these houses in a row, and the mower, it never gets shut off. It could get super hot underneath, and I thought maybe a hot mower across a dry lawn may have contributed to this. It's also focused on edges where the wheels, they may be dropping lower on the pavement, putting the hot undercarriage closer to stressed areas. But again, I can't 100% confirm that these houses all do use the same mowing crew either. Now, let me add some further info. This time of the year, gray leaf spot, it's prevalent. Especially right now, coming off the drought, with more consistent rains, the humidity has come up and we can feel it. The 92-degree days, they feel more like 99. And we're having those days where you come inside from being outside working and you go take a shower, and when you get out of the shower and you get all dried off, you realize you're still sweating. It's a level of swamp ass that can only be attained here in Florida, and we're going through that right now. Now those conditions, they're ripe for gray leaf spot to come online and manifest. Remember, for disease in the lawn, you need 3 legs of a stool to come together. You need to have a susceptible host, and in this case, it's St. Augustine grass, which is highly susceptible. Then the second thing you need is the disease to be present, which it is present in most lawns here from past breakouts. And then finally, you need the right conditions, which are rising temperatures and higher humidity. So let me make a blanket statement now and say all lawns in my area, they do have some gray leaf spot present. In most cases, it's mild right now as it has just started up to coincide with the rise in humidity we've seen over the last 20 days or so. And so that makes perfect sense that here in the last 7 days, we're starting to see some visible signs, those being the telltale green and tan spots on the grass blades. Here's the thing. The later season outbreaks of gray leaf spot that I've witnessed, they look a lot like this ick that I'm seeing now. Gray leaf spot that's later in the season, the spots, they get elongated and it almost looks like something was poured or sprayed down the tops or the tips of the grass blades and it burned it downward. And like I said, I see this oftentimes in lawns later in the summer when the humidity has really enraged the gray leaf spot and the grass has been fighting it all during the summer. It does look a lot like what this ick looks like that I'm seeing here now in later May, and we're not even out of spring yet. So let's leave a bookmark there and head out now to 3 nights ago. I had been seeing this problem in the lawns now for a couple days as I walked my dog both in the morning and in the evening, and each time I was making observations, trying to figure out what might have caused this strange ick that I was seeing. So here's a video of me talking through my detective notes in real time. All right, so coming down, here's the first lawn. It's actually over here. It's the first lawn that has it. You can probably see it. Can you see that off cast right through there? And this is what it is. It's like burnt tips. And you'll see it, it's very defined, right up there. Then we got a couple more up here. See it right here. And it's all the way through the parkway. You can see it's a little tan colored. This whole lawn has it. It's all the tips. This whole lawn. This is shaded lawn too. So that's something to look at, shade versus sun, but it's in both shade and sun. And then this one here next to it also has it. Not quite as bad, but definitely has it. And then we come up to a lawn and there is nothing. Just a normal lawn. And then I can already see the one up there has it up there. And it's very defined. Check this out. So look, clean lawn. Nice and clean. And then can you see where it starts right there? Boom, look at that. You can see that clear as day. Burned tips. And it's on this side too. But it's all the way down. Like a defined pattern all the way down. Also, it's not on the edges. See, the edges are clean, but then you go right inside, you get the tips right on the edge, clean. So the edges are clean. Now, if you look here, it's weird. It's like in a little, like a circle shape right there. Kind of mimics a spray pattern a little bit. I come over here, next lawn, clean. Now, here's a lawn right here that doesn't have it. I'm calling it the ick, but we do have some gray leaf spot present. So we're seeing that. And if you look in the lawns that have the ick, if you look in them close, you'll also see some gray leaf spot in the areas that have the ick. All right, so here we are. This is a lawn that doesn't have it. Okay, that's just a little drought stress right there, but look, so nothing here. As soon as you jump across, there's the ick. And once again, the edges are clean. Edges, clean. Move inland, the ick. Perfect, all the way down. Here, can you see the defined, what looks like I don't know if you'll see it. It's like a line right there. Then we come to this side of the driveway. You can definitely see it, right? Defined right down through there. And here's that same pattern again, look. Little circle. Strange. Look at this one over here. Now this lawn has it, you can see it there. The ick. And I got some shots from during the day as well that I'll show you so you can see it in the daytime. And then I'll kind of talk a little bit about what I think this might be. So after all that, what do you think this is? Leave it in the comments for me, and here are my thoughts. I think we have a combination of issues going on here. First and foremost, I think the primary issue is that lawns have been majorly stressed from the drought the last several months, and now that we're getting consistent rains, they're starting to come into the prime growing season, but some areas, they're just not gonna recover back to 100%. They're gonna show some lingering effects from being underwatered during that drought period. Second, we do have gray leaf spot hitting lawns right now, and I believe it's worse in areas that were overly stressed or weakened during that drought. Most lawns, they can live with a level of gray leaf spot and not show too much visible damage. It's mostly a disease of the leaf, and so every time you mow, you're actually removing disease from the plant, literally. However, a stressed lawn is weakened and can't grow out of the disease damage as easily, and therefore it will manifest in lawns in a more harsh manner. Third, I do believe there is either some heat damage from a mower or something from a spray that stressed the lawns with the ick, and that what you're seeing on those tips all burned up like that is grass that was damaged. Maybe even back during the drought, and now you see the lawn trying to grow itself out, and those tips, they just didn't recover. They were damaged from heat or chems. Remember, this is only on about 10 lawns in the entire neighborhood, and also, I just can't get over the fact that these areas with the ick are so defined. And what about the two different lawns with the same circular ick burn right by the driveway? Could that be from a commercial mower that was hot underneath and lingered too long there? It's very possible that these 10 homes, all located on the same street, use the same lawn mowing or lawn spraying service. And just to interject here, my lawn shows no signs of gray leaf spot. This is the Viridian, looking beautiful, no gray leaf spot issues at all. Floratam also looking good, no gray leaf spot present. Wow, you can really see the difference in color there, can't you there? Floratam versus Viridian. But keep in mind, I did put down preventative for gray leaf spot. It's been a little over 30 days now. I'm due now for my next application. And so in summary, this is what I see. Gray leaf spot that is much worse in areas that were weakened from the drought and further stressed by some sort of mechanical or chemical damage. And just in case you have something like this in your lawn, this is what those areas look like the day after they're cut. All the blades the next morning, they look severely ripped and distressed, and some of the damaged areas show thinning as well. All in all, this is gonna grow out and fill back in. It will just take time and good maintenance practices moving forward. If you have this in your lawn, I for sure recommend watching my video on gray leaf spot treatment and getting that in rotation immediately. I'll link it for you up there or down in the description. From there, fertilize normally, mow tall, and while disease is present, if possible, bag your clippings. The good news is that St. Augustine grows with aggressive stolons, and it will fill back in damaged areas quickly as long as you continue to fuel that growth with fertilizer, mostly nitrogen, tall mowing, and regular irrigation or rainfall. I'll send this off to the University of Florida, and I'll see what they think and share their thoughts in next week's video, assuming I get a response. Until then, I'll see you in the lawn.